Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back. It's Jordan here. Today we're going to be upgrading one of the modular buildings here in the LEGO City, and that is the Bricklink Designer Program Bowling Alley. The bowling alley is pretty cool. It sits right here on Pop Culture Street. It's actually 2 base plates. Yeah, it's pretty big. The issue is it's only a single floor, and I want to add a second floor to this awesome building. So I was doing some research online, and Brick Artisan on rebrickable.com actually made a second floor that's compatible with this building. I love the design of the original set. It's got the awesome sign, some really nice details on the front of the building, 2 large bowling pins on either side of the double door, a little window there. The roof is really well detailed as well. The walls have a nice mix of tan and dark tan masonry. There's also some light gray plates integrated and some plants as well. And then some details like some gauges on the back here and these dark red stripes coming down the building with these curved slopes on top. And then of course you can remove the roof as well, which actually is a really nice design using snot bricks and also 2x2 jumpers with 1x tile. And then inside, oh man, there's so much good stuff going on inside this building. It is fantastic. Clearly mine is a pretty big mess right now though, isn't it? It's got 4 bowling lanes, the gutters, the ball returns, nice curved couch there. It does lack some jumpers because you can't really position your minifigures, and that's why mine were absolutely all over the place. Also, it lacks some studs within the lanes to pin down some of your pins. That's why mine are just in a bag, otherwise they would be absolutely everywhere in there. Really nice tiled floor though, and we have some arcade games right there. And also a kitchen where the chef is passed out. Once again, no jumpers, but a really nice kitchen there with like a stovetop, coffee machine, and just some nice details. So yeah, we're going to be adding a second floor which focuses on an arcade. I always like going on Brick Artisan's page on rebrickable.com because he has 142 unique sets right now. That's actually crazy. Look at that. He modularized the up house, all sorts of stuff from Diagon Alley. The fire brigade has been renovated. He just keeps adding more and more stuff. And he's quick too. Like when there's a new set that comes out, he'll add 65 extra pieces like the jazz club here and turn it into an inverted corner. Or he'll just take like the brand new sets and sort of reinvent them and make them his own and sort of complete them, like all the Winter Village stuff and everything. It's crazy. He's such a creative person that always has so many different models on his page. Specifically, we're going to have a look at this one up here today. This is the Retro Arcade and Diner, which is going to be the second floor of our bowling alley. These instructions retail for $15, and this model has 1,719 pieces. And you can see it adds an awesome looking second floor to the bowling alley. Super excited about that. Like, this is going to be so cool. So the issue is you've obviously got to acquire the 1,719 pieces. How do you do that? Well, you have to pull them from your inventory if you have any pieces, or you have to order them from rebrickable.com. There is an XML file here that can be downloaded, and that XML file can be uploaded into a wanted list on Bricklink, and then you can use the auto buy function or shop your favorite sellers and try and acquire the pieces. I was really lucky. I had about 75% of the pieces, meaning I only had to order a small amount of pieces from Bricklink. And all those pieces arrived and we were ready to start building. So I downloaded the instructions, and once you have them downloaded, you can open them up on your phone, tablet, or computer and follow along just like Lego instructions. So that's pretty awesome. So for building rebrickable models, I usually use this standard setup. I get all of my pieces from Bricklink like I was just discussing, and then I sort them by part type. So we've got plates organized by size, same with the bricks, then panels and windows, and then miscellaneous pieces that are sorted by part type as well, like corners, 1x2 plate, jumpers, slopes and curved slopes, arches, tiles. Probably could refine this a bit, maybe do like 1x, 2x, just to make it easier to find your parts. The more prep work you do, the easier it is. I got all my snot bricks right there, all sorts of connectors and 1x1 bricks, and just miscellaneous stuff. So you can see how many pieces this model uses. It's actually pretty crazy. But when your parts are really well sorted like this, it makes it pretty easy to find your parts, and it's just like building a Lego set because you have awesome instructions, which are currently on my tablet, and really well organized parts. So I'm going to get started with the build. I'm pretty excited about it. I've got to say, that this thing is absolutely perfect. The second floor matches the first floor beautifully. So we've got some of those awesome windows in the front here with the like slats, the black ones there. And these pieces here conjoin with the turquoise pieces coming up. Also over top of the windows, there's some really interesting pieces there, like a classic Lego piece that just provide a little bit of covering over top of the window. And then there is the fence elements on top of that. It's awesome. Obviously the colors of the wall match the colors of the pre-existing wall. It's the tan and the dark tan masonry. On the side of the building, we got some black windows there, some of the smaller ones, little heating unit coming off there, or air conditioning unit. But it just matches up so nicely. And I like these sideways mounted glass panels here as well, above the front door. And this is just framed so nicely. It looks like a jute box, right? Like those curved turquoise pieces and dark pink, and then the light pink behind. And the way those windows have the white plate on the top, bottom, and then the one by white plate with like the slide. Just looks so good. It says D here for diner because there is a diner within, right? And it really reminds me of the diner, the modular building, the diner modular building. Like, doesn't it just look very similar to that? Same sort of colors and design, really. Yeah, like that's right here, the downtown diner. Same sort of D and everything, right? Definitely some designs have been taken from that. But I don't really mind that. I think it looks really good. The matching windows on this side as well, the smaller black ones there. And I like the way these arches go over top of the windows on the left and right side and over the ones in the center as well with those curved slopes on top. Just a really nice design there. And some flowers on the windowsill with the brown and then the orange and yellow flower. And on the back side, you can see part of the kitchen build here. So this is like part of the range that's built into the kitchen. And then the ladder is continued to the roof there. The roof, there's no change. We're using the existing roof. And then you can see some windows on the back side as well. These are the 1x2x5 glass panels to create those windows. And once again, those dark red pillars coming up the wall there are continued with the turquoise. So it just matches up perfectly. Even these on the side here, like we use those wedge plates, and then we have the opposite wedge plate there. And the gray tiles continue up the side on the corners. Yeah, like it just looks beautiful. I love it. It's so cool. It just accommodates this building so nicely. And I wish the original model came with 2 floors after building this thing. Like, great job, Lego Artisan. Let's have a look at the interior details. So like I mentioned, the roof is the same, and the roof originally split into 2 different sections, and so does the second floor. And we didn't have to make very many modifications to the first floor to accommodate the second floor. Just had to remove those arcade games, which were held in spot by jumpers, and add a staircase. Now I want to add more modifications to this floor. I want to add some more jumpers so my minifigures aren't falling all over the place. And I also want to add just plate underneath the tan tile in the bowling lanes, because that would raise up the lanes 1 plate, and then those gutters would actually be functionable. So I actually referenced the bowling alley set when I created my bowling lane for my arcade here in my mansion, and I did the exact thing that I was just mentioning. So now the gutters actually work, and also added another row of pins, so it's 10-pin bowling. But either way, the only modification we had to make to the first floor was the removal of those games and the addition of the staircase. And as I mentioned, the second floor actually breaks apart in 2 different sections, just like the roof. And the staircase hole pops up right there in the diner section of the second floor, where we have all sorts of awesome details, such as the kitchen. It's got that awesome range over top of the cooktop there. Some gauges on some snot bricks. A coffee machine to the left of the cooktop there with a pot of coffee. I love the range though, that looks really good. And some nice details on top of the cooktop as well. Some condiments in the corner there, and I believe maybe like a vintage Slurpee machine. It has the 2x2 rock and roll printed piece on those transparent bricks, and then just a counter right there in the dark pink color. Nicely tiled off floor in black and white. And then there are some like classic looking diner bucket seats and tables right here. Some curved pieces to create those. clock mounted to the wall there, a bubblegum machine, and also a jukebox. So pretty nice little diner, very spacious, and you'll be happy to know that it includes a washroom. There's a toilet and a sink right there, and the floor is nicely tiled off with pink and white. The door is a little bit questionable though. And the diner is separated from the arcade with that glass panel there. Here we have the arcade prize store, so there's all sorts of awesome prizes in there. A red Wally in the middle, little mini Wally build there. Some teddy bears, bunnies, little trophies. Looks like some little vehicles there with the roller skates, bows, and that's nicely tiled off in light gray within the interior. And the walls are constructed using those glass panels. And there's also a little like booth entrance right there, so you can, or a little window entrance, I should say. So that's pretty cool. I like the addition of the prize store, very cool, because of course there's an arcade which is really nicely tiled off in the earth blue or dark blue and white, and that's where all of our games are. Got some basic arcade games right there. The driving game. Looks like a fighting game. The whack-a-mole, and I really like this one in the corner. It's like the machine that you'd be reaching in to try and like grab a prize with the claw, right? So that's pretty neat there. Also the shooting game, the teddy bear and the rabbit there. Another shooting game. This one you'd be like shooting the plates and they go ping and then go down, right? This one's like an arcade shooting game, and then just another basic arcade game there. Definitely a nice addition, the fact that we get all of these arcade games above the bowling alley. I actually had an idea of doing this, and I, of course, never got around to doing it. And then I saw that Brick Artisan made instructions for it. I was like, oh, of course I'm going to use his instructions. And then there's 2 vending machines here as well. So really nice detailed interior on the second floor. One thing I really like about the second floor as well is there are jumpers absolutely everywhere, so you'll be able to position minifigures and action poses all over this thing if you so choose. So you've got a really nice diner, a bathroom, the prize store, and also all of the arcade games on the second floor. And a nice staircase that leads up there with a slight modification to the interior of the first floor, and I think the exterior blends in perfectly, and I love the fact that you can use the original roof. It's so detailed. I love it, with all the heating units and those chrome elements, and also some crates full of bowling balls. So cool. Well, thank you so much, Brick Artisan, for taking the time to create such awesome detailed instructions to add a second floor to the Bricklink Designer Program bowling alley. It looks spectacular. I could not be happier. Wow, that is so awesome. You're so creative. It is incredible. That's awesome. Let's place it in the Lego City. Oh man, it just looks so much more substantial now. You know what? It was a big building, like lengthwise. It was 2 base plates, but the height really didn't match the size of it. And now it truly does. Like, that is awesome. I'm fired up on that. Like, wow. Doesn't that look good on Pop Culture Street here? Holy cow, it makes this area look so much better. Like, I'm serious. Like, that is so cool. Oh, I'm hyped. That's awesome. What a great day. And you know what? Pretty soon there's going to be another substantial building here in the Lego City, and that is my boutique hotel double build, which is actually going to be bigger than that because it's going to have, I think, 2 additional stories, but it's the same width. It's going to be 2 base plates. And I've been working on that. I haven't shown any of the details, but it's right down there. I'm slowly working on it. There's some more details that have been added, and I'm about to start constructing the second floor of that. Everybody, just wanted to share my experience here as we added a second floor to the Bricklink Designer Program bowling alley. Let me know what you think of it by commenting below. Remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned. Thank you so much for coming on by. Farewell.